Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. We're coming up to a new year. Next year is going to be kind of special because on June 14th of 2024, it will be the first 4th of July that we've had on the planet of Pluto. Pluto has a year that is about 248 Earth years long. And for the first time since the 4th of July, 1776, Pluto will return to the same place in the sky. I can't wait to see that. It's too bad we don't have any fireworks on Pluto. It's probably too late now to go to Pluto. It takes New Horizons took 9 years to go to Pluto, and that's only when Jupiter is in the right place. To go straight to Pluto would probably take more like 15 or 20 years. So that's too bad. And also, we never really threw fireworks on Pluto because we flew past it. The furthest out humanity has ever fired fireworks is probably at Saturn when we went into orbit in 2004. So, but 1 year on Pluto for the 4th of July. Now, I have a problem with how we measure years here on Earth. And I first noticed this when I was in fifth grade. When I was in fifth grade, this would have been 1998, I learned that people make New Year's resolutions. I think my fifth grade teacher wanted to lose some weight. She wasn't that, I want to say she was overweight in an attractive way, so I didn't really agree with it at the time. But I didn't really understand being overweight had health implications. I had another teacher, a former teacher actually, in fourth grade, and I had just learned about New Year's resolutions, and my fourth grade teacher wasn't overweight, and I asked her if she had any resolutions. She didn't, but her sister was trying to quit smoking, and so I felt really good that people were really watching themselves, and when my teachers asked me if I had any resolutions, I just said I wanted to get good grades. So that was good for everybody involved. Now, unfortunately, within a few weeks of that, all of us forgot about our resolutions. Before I knew it, my fifth grade teacher was eating crap again, and she forgot about her New Year's resolution. I'm not sure about my fourth grade teacher or what her sister was doing, but even my parents had lost the holiday spirits already. And so I learned that New Year's resolutions are made to be broken within a week, right? It's just a quick celebration. They last about as long as you might put your Christmas lights on, right? And so it made me wonder, why can't we have more regular check-ins instead of just once a year, right? I have another funny story about New Year's resolutions. I was 19 years old. I was in college, and a former high school classmate of mine who was very overweight, much more so than my fifth grade teacher, he wanted to lose weight. And he was really upset because he had gone to a New Year's Day party, and he said he couldn't find any food that was suitable at the party now that he's made a resolution to lose weight. Now, a couple days later, his friend has a birthday, and once again he complains to me, and he complained to me because I lost weight the previous year, so he thought it was my idea that he should lose weight. So every time he got upset that he couldn't find food, he complained to me. We were using AOL Instant Messaging at the time. Now, 2 weeks later, I was talking to him on AOL Instant Messaging, and I asked him, well, how's your resolution going? How much weight have you lost? He said he gave up. I asked him, well, how much did you lose when you were struggling those couple of days? And he says, not much. And I asked him, well, what happened? Did you cheat or what happened? He says, no, I followed it strictly, but unfortunately, I didn't poop enough. And so it's become a really funny joke that he doesn't poop. And I told him that one day when he dies, he should well, first of all, he shouldn't be cremated because the whole town will stink from all the poop that's stuck in him that he doesn't poop out, because he claims that he's stuffed with 50, 60, 70 pounds of poop. However much weight he needs to lose, all of that is poop. And I told him, when you're cremated, we're going to all know because the whole town is going to stink. And I also told him, when you die, your tombstone should be a toilet so everybody can go poop on you. And unfortunately, he didn't think about his weight for another year. Now, it hit me that humans won't always live on the earth And so, why do we have a 365 day year, right? We could have years that are a little bit more frequent. Now, I tried to make resolutions every month at one point, but months are too short, right? If you try to make a resolution to lose weight in a month, well, in a month, your weight can fluctuate too much for it to make any sense, right? In a month, if you quit smoking during a period of a month, a lot of things can come and go in a month that make it hard to see if you're making any progress. So I knew it had to be in between a month and a year. And given that we're going to leave the Earth, I don't want it to be based on any Earth processes, right? This year should be consistent on whatever planet you're on and even beyond the solar system. Now, can you think of a period of time that's between a month and a year that doesn't depend on Earth, doesn't depend on the solar system? It's universal and it's easy to measure. I'll let you pause the video to think about that. There is one process. In fact, we use this stuff to go to the moon sometimes, not necessarily to go to Mars, but to go to the moon and some of the satellites in low Earth orbit. Even some devices here on Earth make use of that stuff. Polonium-210, which has a half-life of 138.376 days. And I think that would make a perfect year. In fact, I like to celebrate it. This December 12th will be the 332nd half-life of polonium since it was discovered. And so I hope you will join me in celebrating that new year. Right now, we're about 2/3 of the way in, more like 3/4 of the way into year 331. And I always make my first time celebrating it was in 330. Actually, I now make it a point to count down with you guys every time we have a polonium year. So December 12th, we're about a month away from that. So hope you will join me in checking in on your resolutions. Feel free to leave a comment if you have a different idea on what the length of a year should be. Ideally, it shouldn't depend on our solar system, right? So don't say something like every time certain planets come into conjunction or anything like that. It shouldn't even depend on our Milky Way. It should really be universal, right? Another thing you could do is take other half-lives and maybe split them up, right? So, for example, plutonium-238, which is what we usually use to go to other planets, because 210 is too short to go to Mars. Plutonium-238 has a half-life of 87 years. Maybe you could subdivide that in some way, right? There's also radium-226, which has a half-life of 1,600 years. And so you can maybe subdivide that. Or bismuth-209, which is a half-life of 2 times 10 to the 19 years. You could maybe do, if you had a mole of bismuth, how often does one atom decay? Although a mole is a human construct as well, so that doesn't work very well, right? I'll let you think about that. But for now, 138.376 sounds like the perfect timing for a year anyway, and it's universal. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum.